Have you ever had that quiet realization sometime after 40 that no one is coming to rescue you? Not your boss, not your partner, not the government, not your friends. The cavalry isn't on the way. And at first, that thought can feel heavy, even frightening. It can feel like you're standing alone in the middle of your own life, holding responsibilities, regrets, and unanswered questions. But what if that realization is not bad news? What if it's the moment your real power begins? After 40, life tends to strip away certain illusions. You see that promotions are not guaranteed. Relationships require effort from both sides. Health doesn't take care of itself. Financial security doesn't magically appear. And if you've been waiting for someone to fix things, to recognize you, or to push you forward, you may feel stuck. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 powerful actions that put you back in charge of your life after 40. These are not dramatic, overnight transformations. They are steady, practical shifts in how you think and act. And when you apply them consistently, something changes inside you. You stop waiting. You start leading your own life again. Let's begin with the first action. Stop blaming, even when you're right. By the time you reach your 40s, you probably have a list of people you could blame. Maybe a former boss overlooked you. Maybe a business partner let you down. Maybe your parents didn't give you certain opportunities. Maybe the economy shifted at the worst possible time. Some of those grievances may be completely valid. But here's the hard truth. Even when blame is justified, it rarely moves you forward. Blame feels powerful in the moment. It gives you a clear villain, but it also quietly hands over your power. When you say, "I'm stuck because of them," you're also saying, "My progress depends on them." Taking back control begins with a simple but uncomfortable shift. This is my life. From this point on, I'm responsible for what happens next. That doesn't mean you cause everything. It means you own your response now. I once spoke to a man in his late 40s who had been passed over for promotion multiple times. He was frustrated and hurt. For years, he told himself the company was unfair. Maybe it was. But when he finally asked, "What skills am I missing? What conversations have I avoided?" he discovered gaps he could actually work on. He updated his training, improved his communication, and within a year, he moved into a better role. Not because the company changed, but because he did. The second action is taking radical ownership of your time. After 40, time feels different. You're more aware of it. You feel how quickly years pass. And yet, many people at this stage still spend their days reacting instead of deciding. You wake up and immediately check messages. You respond to everyone else's priorities. You say yes to commitments you don't truly want. Then you end the day exhausted, wondering why your own goals never move forward. No one is coming to carve out time for your dreams. You must do it yourself. This might mean waking up 30 minutes earlier to work on a skill. It might mean blocking one evening a week for personal planning. It might mean saying no to certain social obligations so you can focus on your health. A woman in her early 50s once told me she wanted to change careers, but had no time. When we looked at her week honestly, she realized she was spending hours scrolling on her phone and attending events she didn't even enjoy. Once she reclaimed just 5 hours a week, she enrolled in an online course. 2 years later, she was working in a new field. The time was always there. She just hadn't claimed it. The third action is strengthening your body as an act of leadership. When you're younger, you can ignore your physical health for a while. After 40, your body sends clearer messages. Low energy, aches, slower recovery. It's tempting to complain about aging. But here's another truth. Your body is a vehicle of your independence. If you want to feel in control of your life, your physical state matters. This doesn't require extreme measures. It requires consistency, regular movement, better sleep, smarter food choices, medical checkups. Each decision says, I am responsible for my future strength. I know a man who hit 45 and realized he was constantly tired and irritable. He wanted to advance his career, but didn't have the energy. Instead of blaming stress, he began walking daily, reduced alcohol, and improved his sleep. Within months, his mental clarity improved. He took on projects he had been avoiding. His career didn't change because of luck. It changed because he felt strong enough to pursue it. When you stop blaming, own your time, and take responsibility for your health, something powerful begins to happen. You feel less like a victim of circumstance and more like the author of your next chapter. And once that shift begins, you're ready to take even deeper control, not just of your actions, but of your mindset and standards. When you accept that no one is coming to save you, there's a quiet maturity that settles in. It's not pessimism, it's clarity. And from that clarity, you can take the next powerful steps that truly put you back in charge. The fourth action is raising your personal standards. By 40, many people have unconsciously lowered their expectations. They tolerate disrespect because it's too late to start over. They stay in unfulfilling jobs because at least it's stable. They ignore personal goals because that's for younger people. But your standards shape your reality. If you accept average effort from yourself, you'll produce average results. If you accept poor treatment from others, you'll continue receiving it. Raising your standards doesn't mean becoming demanding or unrealistic. It means deciding what is no longer acceptable. That might look like speaking up calmly when someone crosses a line. It might mean applying for roles that truly match your experience instead of settling. It might mean holding yourself accountable to habits you postponed for years. A woman I once spoke with had spent years downplaying her skills at work. She believed she should be grateful just to have a job. After turning 50, she realized she was mentoring younger colleagues who were being promoted faster than her. Instead of resenting them, she updated her resume, scheduled a meeting with leadership, and clearly expressed her goals. Within months, her role expanded. Her abilities hadn't changed. Her standards had. The fifth action is investing in new skills, no matter your age. One of the biggest traps after 40 is believing you're too old to learn something new. Technology evolves. Industries change. The world moves fast. It's easy to feel behind. But here's what many people overlook. Learning keeps you powerful. When you expand your skills, you increase your options, and options are freedom. This doesn't mean enrolling in a 4-year degree unless you truly want to. It might mean taking an online course, learning basic financial literacy, improving public speaking, exploring digital tools that are relevant in today's world. I met a 52-year-old man who felt stuck in his job because he lacked certain technical skills. Instead of complaining about younger coworkers, he committed to learning. He studied in the evenings. He asked questions. At first, he felt embarrassed. But over time, he became one of the most adaptable members of his team. His confidence soared, not because someone promoted him immediately, but because he proved himself he could still grow. Growth is leadership over your own life. As you raise your standards and invest in your skills, you'll notice something subtle. You stop waiting for external validation. You don't need someone to rescue you with approval. You begin building your own momentum. And that momentum prepares you for the final shift, the one that transforms responsibility into long-term personal power. There comes a point after 40 when you realize something deeply freeing. You don't need saving. You need direction. You need discipline. You need courage. And those qualities are already within you, waiting to be activated. The sixth action is creating a clear vision for the next decade. Without direction, responsibility can feel heavy. With direction, it feels energizing. Ask yourself a simple question. What do I want my life to look like at 50, 55, or 60? Not what society expects. Not what your peers are doing. What you want. Do you want better health? More meaningful work? Stronger relationships? Financial stability? Peace of mind? Clarity changes behavior. When you know what you're building toward, daily decisions become easier. It's easier to wake up early when you know why. It's easier to decline distractions when you see the bigger picture. A friend of mine turned 48 and felt completely lost. Instead of drifting, he sat down and wrote a simple vision for his next 10 years. Nothing dramatic. Better fitness. Debt-free living. More time with family. A small side business. That clarity reshaped his habits. Slowly, year by year, he moved closer to that vision, not because someone saved him, but because he chose a direction. Remember, even the smallest action today can shift your future. A single conversation, a single application, a single workout, a single hour of focused learning. These moments compound. If this message resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Where in your life are you ready to take back control? What area have you been waiting for someone else to fix? Share in the comments. Your honesty might inspire someone else who feels stuck. And if this conversation has encouraged you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. There are so many people over 40 quietly realizing that it's time to step up for themselves. Together, we can build a community that supports growth, strength, and accountability. No one is coming to save you, and that's not a tragedy. It's an invitation. An invitation to lead yourself, to raise your standards, to protect your time, to strengthen your body, to expand your skills, to design your next chapter with intention, wishing you the courage to take full ownership of your life, the discipline to act on your goals, and the confidence to move forward knowing that the power you've been waiting for has been within you all along.